Well, March of Dimes is a group, a national group. It started for polio awareness and to eradicate polio. Um, then, when polio was under control, then it was started as March of Babies or March of Dimes, and people used to put a dime because it was something, that they could do, was send, and actually they would send it to the White House, if I'm not mistaken of the story of the March of Dimes. They would send the dimes to the White House, and it just turned into a national organization. Um, Now they're doing it for premature babies, but not only premature babies, but babies that are born with congenital diseases. I've always been involved with March of Dimes because of the cause of, healthy pregnancies and having babies being born at the right time. And I grew up, well, at that point it was quarters. You had a big cardboard, and every week you would put a little quarter in your cardboard and stuff. So even in Puerto Rico, I was already putting my quarters in my little cardboard, or my dimes in my little cardboards. And then when Luke was born premature, obviously it became, something dear and near to my heart. I work at Park Ridge Hospital, and every year they have, they do stuff for the March of Dimes. And this year we were chosen as the ambassador family for Park Ridge Hospital, and from there we turned out to be chosen as the ambassador family for the county of Henderson. Well, what we do is that we give people a face to the march. People hear stories about it, but it's nice to see a family that has gone through it, this story, it personalizes the story of what the March of Dimes does, and there's a child that you can see and relate and lives in the community that people can relate to. Our message as a family with the March of Dimes, it's a personal message. Is that I always like to tell people that we're a story of hope. A lot of the children that are born prematurely have a lot of issues and problems afterwards, and require a lot of very serious medical care after they're born for the rest of their lives. And it used to scare me when they said that I might have a premature child, because I was in the hospital for 2 weeks before he was born. And I was afraid of what the outcome was going to be. And it's nice to see other families that have gone through the same thing and give them hope that it does work too. If you do, you take care of yourself, and, you go to your doctor appointments and stuff, and things get caught on time, and things can work very well, and you can have a healthy child too. When I went to my doctor's appointment was when they realized that I had preeclampsia. I was put on bed rest. And because they had been able to tell me what to look for, I was able to go to the ER on time, and they were able to stop, my symptoms. I got to go home for a couple of days, and I had to return back to the hospital because of the blood pressure. But because I knew what was happening, and because I was able to get care, he got to, stay in the womb for an additional 2 weeks. So, by the time he was born, he was 31 and a half weeks when he was born. And he made it all the way to 3 pounds. And at 31, every day the baby stays inside is critical. It's one more day, so you take it day by day. So obviously a 31-week-old baby is much better than a 28-week-old baby. And it has better chances at that point. He spent 6 weeks in the NICU after that. And so he was able to control and eat and do his own thing, and breathing well, and not having heart rate issues and stuff. So he left the hospital. He was a healthy baby. How about you?
I'm a proud, overprotective father.
He is.
You came in so fragile that, actually, that's one thing I have to be careful of, is being a little bit too generous and overprotective of Luke. But he's growing into a fine young man in his own right, so I try to just fill the supporting role that I should be supporting. It's one thing to see March of Dimes from the outside as an organization that does something worthwhile, but it becomes much more personalized when it's something that you realize has affected your life in a real way. To know that here we are in the 21st century, and we have the availability of medical resources available to us, and the research that has already been done gave us our firstborn child, and he's a healthy, vibrant young adult who's quickly becoming more and more independent, and just have to deal with my projective issues as they are.